Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome on into another XDefiant video. Today we're going to be talking about all about balance in XDefiant. The best weapons, gadgets, factions, equipment, abilities, all the above, attachments, whatnot. If you don't know me, my name is Dr. Unorthodox. I am a pro XDefiant player, and I'm going to be letting you guys into like the mind of me and what's going on with XDefiant, what I think about the meta that's developing currently. It's Saturday. The game's been out for 5 days. I have over 40 hours in the game. Probably over 55 since all the betas combine as well. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, with this gameplay, escort, solo queuing into the ranked practice mode. And I'm using what I know, or what I think, is the best weapon and the best faction in the game, which is the Phantoms. Phantoms mag barrier with the M16. Probably when ranked comes out, and especially Pro League tournaments and stuff, the M16 is going to be banned. It is probably going to be the most GA'd or banned weapon, just because most FPS games don't allow burst weapons, because typically they're overtuned to shit, which is quite obvious in XDefiant. Of course, LMGs, pretty much the only viable weapons that are going to be in pro play are going to be the SMGs and assault rifles. Pretty typical of FPS games, especially Call of Duty and such. So what can we get by with these weapons? What I would suggest is any AR other than the MDR and the M4. You're gonna have such a good time with the AK and with the ACR and the AK. They are by far the best weapons in the game. You can use them at any ranges, any circumstance. They're going to have more than enough bullets to kill multiple people. And especially if you pair them up with good use of the abilities. So that comes into the mag barrier. So in this lobby, it was 3 mag barriers versus 3 mag barriers. And if they don't end up making restrictions to the amount of operators you can have on a singular team, once ranked play comes out, I feel that this is going to be the biggest meta. It's going to be 3 or 4 mag barriers and then a healer on the team, with probably via Vita boost. It's definitely going to be a boring meta, but the best way to counter it is to be using the EMPs. EMPs are by far the best counter to mag barriers, all types of equipment or abilities actually, but especially the mag barriers. You get one every single life you spawn in, and you're going to want to use those as often as possible, especially because if you plop an EMP down, there's a few seconds where if the enemy pops a mag barrier down, it will actually destroy it immediately. It does affect the bubble as well, the Phantom's ultimate ability. It does end up reducing the total lifespan of it by about 25%. So you definitely want to make use of the EMPs. If not, perfectly placed frag grenade or Semtex over the top. Those are the best counters to it. Besides the one counter I've not talked about, which is Teamfire. Takes about a magazine and a half to 2 magazines to take out a full mag barrier. See, look at that, perfect EMP. And then mag barrier, I just separated those guys to a few 1Vs. They're just left to, if they end up peeking the angle, they just get outgunned, because they have to, there's just no way they can counter it. They have to adapt fast, realize I have the mag barrier in front of me, and then dip away. But let me get back to that one topic I was talking about. Team fire. Team fire is definitely a great counter to the mag barriers and the bubbles especially, because the bubbles have limited range, so you definitely want your whole team firing at that bubble at once. But that's not always applicable. It's a difficult scenario to get into, but sometimes that's your only option. So just work with your team, try your absolute best to take out the bubble with team fire. See here, two people were team firing, but they had to step in point. This operator is busted. Especially with 20 extra health, you're going to be winning the majority of your 1 versus 1s. It's really, really good. Alright, so now we'll resume from the next round. Just skipped about a minute or so of the loading times. But what are you guys thinking about the entire weapon meta? I'm enjoying how it's shaping out. I think the majority of ARs are more powerful than SMGs, and that's where I find myself at. I really hope the snipers end up getting a little bit of tuning into the flinch category, because I think if you're like shooting a sniper a crap ton, you should be rewarded with them missing their bullet with flinch a little bit. Not entire, like, you shouldn't be completely swayed off of your target every single time just one bullet hits you, but if you're getting hit by like 5 bullets or 2 different people shooting at you at once with the sniper, it should definitely flinch you. I think that will put snipers into the competitive modes. I think more people will end up using or allowing snipers to be used, because people love to GA and ban the snipers from competitive. I am definitely a fan of sniping. I always have been, so I really hope that, because then it mixes up the game a little bit more. It allows more people to play how they want, and especially since no other weapons are viable, or sorry, just SMGs and ARs are viable and allowed, then one more class of one sniper should be allowed. And here we just see the power of the M16 and the headshots. I think the best thing about this game is that the headshot multiplier is really good. It allows people to get those headshots and win battles that they definitely should not have, just because they aim well. And I'm really loving how the meta is shaping up in this game, except for until everyone figures out that Phantoms are the goated class. I think DedSec is pretty viable as a counter, but I don't know why you would bring DedSec when you could just bring an EMP grenade and a Phantom, because then you completely counter the Phantom with just the EMP grenade. You have 20 extra health, and I just think it's completely broken. Still, I'm gonna rant about it. I'm gonna keep going at it until it gets changed, because I don't know. I think there has to be some kind of negative to having 20 health. I think if you have 20 extra health as Phantom, you should be slowed down by 5 to 10% movement speed. Because the the cleaners, they have fire damage, but their range gets nerfed. I don't know how much. I think it's about 10%. So it's not a huge deal, but I think it's still a downside. So either give the cleaners better weapon range, or give every faction a downside. Give every passive to a faction a downside. So I would say Phantoms get 5 to 10% less movement speed. They just have to deal with that. They have extra health that makes it more of like a tank class. I think, I don't know how I would really fix the other ones. Let's see. I think for the healers, their passive is just healing over time, right? They constantly get healed over time, and their teammates around them get healing over time. I think there should be definitely a downside to it, but I'm not really sure at this point. Those are just some of the changes that I would like to see. I really hope this game shakes up the meta quite a lot. I hope they consistently put out buffs and nerfs to both characters and weapons, because I think that's what will keep this game alive for me. Keep changing up the meta, especially since we never seen a whole bunch of changes from beta to beta, because they were pretty happy with their balance and whatnot, and I think that's a pretty good formula for what they had. But now that the game is out, once the meta settles in here in about 2 weeks more, I think they're gonna want to change it, especially when Season 1 comes out in 6 weeks. I hope that there's some kind of balancing patch in between now and then. I'm hoping for every month. I think that those are some of the best things. Like even COD, they was it every month and a half, like halfway in between seasons, they introduced balancing patches, new weapons and whatnot. I think that will make XDefiant shine. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What are your thoughts on balancing? Who are you maining? What guns are you using? What guns are you using? Excuse me. But appreciate y'all. Thank you. Catch you in the next one. Peace.